And we are live. Yep, we're back once again for more fun. And this time, we're back for more fun. Hello. Hello, Amazing 404. And hello, Mr. Chloe Tastic. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah. We're here. After literally 2 months of hiatus and yeah, I think after we did our worst movies of the decade list, I think you waited long enough to finally reveal our picks for the best movies we saw this decade, all the way from 2020 all the way to 2024. So I think it's time. Anyways, we'll have to wait until the group gets here. So yeah, this year has not been good for me at all. Like, not the worst year it's been. I thought last year was worse so far, but oh my god, 2025 has been bad. Like, really bad. Had to deal with some unhinged psychopath. Sup, Ethan?
Nothing much.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just waiting until our usual group gets here.
All right. I do want to share several memes. Here you go. Now, I am allowing my friends to actually put in their own memes out of Trolls Band Together Fan 2001 and my meme folder out of Trolls Band Together Fan.
All right. Oh, and yeah, and when we talk about a certain movie, oh boy,
Whoa, boy.
yeah.
Anyway, I did make some holiday themed memes out of Alex.
Hello.
Hello, Sean.
Um,
Da, 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 da. Huh.
it's pretty coincidental that you basically did this. We're basically doing this live stream today because I'm at a loss of words at what the Angry Culture War pony did.
Yeah, yeah, but we're not here to talk about that, guys. At least not right now.
That's
Yeah.
Alex as a derpy Dracula.
Derp, derp, derp.
That's him as a derpy Thanksgiving turkey.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Now, this next one was actually pretty tough. That's him as a Cupid.
Except Cupids are cool and he's not.
Yeah.
I don't shine, blah, blah, blah.
All right. Let me
All
see
right.
if I can get this. Let me see if I can get something here.
All right, so I do have a little bit for something I got in my collection recently. I have this.
Cool. And I did get one.
That's cool.
And I did get a new. And I did get one 4K and one Blu-ray lately.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can copy the link. All right. For those that want to add your own Alex memes, the link to the Google Drive folder is in the private chat.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and show off the Blu-ray that I got from Amazon yesterday. Hard Eyes.
Yay. I heard good things about that movie.
Yep. And the 4K that I got the day before Easter. Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
So glad it beat Mufasa at the box office.
Yeah.
And now...
I also
all three Sonic movies.
I also heard that the Snow White remake is doing terribly, and Disney is going to be holding withholding the production on future remakes. Hopefully the Lilo and Stitch movie remake can bomb, so that way Disney can get the memo to stop doing these remakes.
All right. Yeah. And yes, I am going to see the movie Sinners tomorrow night.
I hope to God I'm able to get there. Hopefully sometime this weekend or I don't know when, but yeah, I can't wait to see that movie. I heard nothing but good things about it.
Yep.
All right, so I think I guess it's time for the Pickle Treasures part of it.
All right, my pickle of the show. I'm thinking about it. All right, I think I have two pickles.
Oh boy!
I have two treasures and two pickles. My two pickles of the show. All right. My two pickles of the show are Catwoman and the Emoji Movie.
Oh, fucking hell. DC and Sony Pictures Animation at their worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and get the Emoji Movie out of the way first. Oh, man. Folks, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And now, the day has come for me to tear this movie apart. All right. The animation is cheap and lazy. I can't believe I used that term.
Yeah. No, I don't think we should ever be using that term ever again after who ruined it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like that term, but you know what? I chose to use that term on the Emoji Movie. Because the cheap and lazy term perfectly suits the Emoji Movie.
Yes, they are, Mr. Chilbian. Yes, they fucking are.
The writing is atrocious. The story is non-existent. And it is a complete knockoff of Wreck-It Ralph, the Lego Movie, and Inside Out.
And poor Patrick Stewart. Why
Patrick Stewart? Why?
Oh, shit.
Oh, hey, Ryan. Guess what?
In case you're wondering, we're waiting for our sixth member to get here, so Unfortunately,
Ryan,
this is not allowed six.
We're just gonna. We don't want this to be crowded.
Hey Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey Ryan, I put the link
Right.
to my meme folder out of Alex in the private chat, so that way you can add your own memes.
I mostly do that to Dan Sobel.
Oh,
All right.
by the way, because of what Mr. Shilbian said in the chat, I'm going to do my own impression of him. But is this Alex person just as bad as Razor after what he did to Jeremy?
But yeah, back to the Emoji Movie. There is an absurd amount of product placement in the film, like from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Just Dance, Candy Crush.
I mean, it's in your goddamn name, so it's no surprise.
Yep. All right. Did you click on the link in the private chat yet, Ryan?
Oh wait, I don't see it.
Oh. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to send you the link in my I'm going to send you the link on Discord. Give me a second.
The reason why I said "oh shit" is that I was taking a nap, and then I see in my notifications this video, so I had to join.
All right.
Mhm.
Actually, I did send you a link to the folder in the messages thing.
Resend it again. I'm not seeing it on the private chat. Or
All right, I'll go ahead and resend it.
okay. Now I see it. Okay, let's move on.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the voice acting is atrocious. T.J. Miller gives out an obnoxious performance as the Gene, the meh emoji.
And considering, well, again, the main actor as would later become an asshole not long after the movie was released.
Oh,
Hello.
uh,
Welcome.
Hi, Razor.
How's it going?
Hello?
Yeah, folks.
The gang's all here.
The pacing is so dreadful. The characters are complete morons, especially with James Corden as Hi-Fi.
Fuck him. Fuck Corden.
Why does James Corden always choose some of the worst roles ever?
I don't know.
because he's an idiot. That's why.
The only role of him I liked was the baker in Into the Woods. And that's it.
Oh,
And yeah. And don't even get me
started on Cats.
And don't even get me started on the ending of this film. So yeah. Now on to Catwoman.
Oh yeah.
Probably the worst film of 2004.
I just call it Sino. Catwoman in name only.
Right, because it's not even Selena Kyle.
Yeah, and this is before the W word was becoming a buzzword. So this was back in
Of
2000.
course, a certain group would take issue with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be bringing up something for Crackhead Comment of the Day.
And yeah, let me finish Catwoman.
All right.
So yeah. The writing is atrocious, and the dialogue is just fucking terrible. The acting is terrible, especially from Halle Berry.
Ugh. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Die Another Day was better than Catwoman.
Ouch.
That's
Yeah.
That say something. At least the bikini she was wearing gave something.
Yeah. Yeah.
The directing is terrible. The visual effects are just terrible. The pacing is also terrible. This movie drags out for this movie. movie feels like it's dragging out for far longer than its runtime.
You could even say that the visuals in Catwoman are so cheap and lazy and it's so ugly.
No, it's a catastrophe.
The action is just boring. I mean, boring.
Yeah, and the final fight is like a cat fight between Sharon Stone and Halle Berry. I'm like, this is someone's fan fiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then there's
And
that
of course-
infamous footage of Halle Berry winning at the Razzies.
Yeah,
Another
her
thing-
Razzie speech was golden.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't forget about that. I
Oh,
also need to apologize for that line.
And so yeah, Catwoman and the Emoji Movie are my two pickles of the show. Fuck both of these movies. All right, now for my two treasures of the show. My
Oh, boy.
two treasures of the show are the Brutalist.
Oh, cool.
Hang on. Are the Brutalist. Hang on. My two treasures of the show are the Brutalist and Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hold on. I'm getting something.
Yes.
I still need to watch the Brutalist.
Yeah. I'm going to start with the Brutalist. The Brutalist.
Oh, you ordered it from the A24 website?
No, this was actually from Amazon.
They released it on their website first.
Yep. Yeah, this is a spectacular film that you have to watch. And considering the writing is terrific, the directing by Brady Corbett is fantastic. The acting is fantastic. Adrian Brody gives out a spectacular performance. Every single other actor gives out a great performance too. The cinematography is just beautiful. The editing is really good. The pacing, considering the fact that this is almost a 3.5-hour film, the pacing is really good.
It makes you wonder why it's that long.
Yeah.
And thank goodness for the intermission for the showings. I'm back.
Yep.
Sorry.
I need to watch this film.
Yeah, I hope I can be able to get around to it. So to cut it as a movie for this year.
Yep.
And it has that actor, I forget his name, but he was in Jurassic Park 3. He's the actor who played the Rhino. Thankfully,
Rob.
he got that.
That's all right, Rob. We sometimes join
Yeah.
late too.
And that ending. Holy moly. But yeah. That's the Brutalist. And now, on to Deadpool and Wolverine. My only problem with this film is that the pacing can be a bit rough at times, but otherwise, I love this film. The action is very good. It's very well shot. The visuals were actually really good. The story was really engaging. The screenplay was well written. The acting is great, especially from the two leads, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, it's an apology for X-Men Origins.
Yep.
Yes, it is. X-Men Origins doesn't exist.
Yep. The soundtrack is
Just
great.
like how there's no Megamind 2.
No Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's my pickle of the show.
Nor is there a Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate.
All right, let's
All right.
continue.
All right. And that end credits tribute was really heartfelt.
Mhm.
So yeah.
It was a swan song for the Fox era of Marvel.
Yep.
It wasn't perfect, but It's better than Sony.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. I'm gonna be totally using Wolverine's rant as a forum weapon.
Yep.
Do it.
So the Brutalist and Deadpool and Wolverine are my two treasures of the show.
Nice.
All right, now it's time for Crackhead Comment of the Day.
In
You know-
fact, not just one, but two, because I have one to show.
All right, I guess I'll start. Should I start with mine or yours?
Yours.
All right, for my Crackhead Comment of the Day, I have what? You ever heard of the W word?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
obviously.
Well, it's time
Yep.
to call out what and you know the definition of taking a kids show something for kids way too seriously.
I know that feeling.
Oh,
Why
you-
else have people been mercilessly hard on Titans Go long ago?
Well, it's time for me to show it in full. What? All right, ready? Let me read it. I was relaxing in the kitchen, and out of nowhere, I heard my niece crying. I ran into the living room and asked what happened, and she said with tears, "Uncle Leo, I'm so sad." The ceiling is over with the Smurfs. I looked at the TV and was in disbelief. There was a woke old female Smurf.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, it's already enough that people have been mercilessly hard on Titans Go, like back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, and of course,
Mhm.
because this genius thought it would be a great idea to flip the bird over it. Yeah, imagine getting this salty over a freaking kids show, using the W word and trying to hold the bird like you're some tough guy. And all over the Smurfs of all things.
I mean, I haven't heard something that was this insane since the whole security system takes control of Squidward's house and begins attacking the city.
Yeah, imagine getting this. If anything, Ryan said it best. They should be flipping. They should be salty over that new movie and should be flipping the bird over the Smurf that actually deserves it. Y'all know which
The
one, right?
influencer
Yeah.
Smurf.
Yes, influencer Smurf.
Yeah. Like Jesus
I
Christ,
mean-
calm the fuck down.
Yeah,
It ain't that deep.
Exactly.
like he should be flipping the bird at the 2023 Velma show instead of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Or the new norm.
Ugh,
yeah.
Thank God.
Like
for
this
you
kid,
on
like this is like you're getting mad over a harmless kid show.
Okay.
Also, and the W word just proves that you cannot be taken seriously ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, and for
And
the
I-
next one, it's gonna be another asshole on Twitter. But this time, man, David made that buffalo image as a response to his AIDS diagnosis and the feeling that AIDS patients were animals being led to slaughter. And now A24 is using it for a black comedy. Fuck off.
Oh my god.
Why?
What? Just what?
I can't believe. Okay, I saw this on Reddit and thought, yeah, this has got to make it on this show. Yeah, this is the new Ari Aster movie.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys
like-
better see it to promote original stuff.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Imagine yeah, and funnily because Smurfs and Eddington are releasing on the same weekend.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, considering that we just showed Smurfs and Ari Aster.
Oh, by the way, to respond to Smoking Wreckers thing in the live chat, which isn't a lot, but it's where that happened many times, right?
Yeah. Please do a parody of that tweet. And also, yes, that tweet is stupid and dumb.
Okay. I suggest that you do not miss out on Eddington if you want more original stuff. Actually pay the money for this.
Yeah. Yeah, look at Sinners. It's pretty much making a lot of money right now. And that
Mhm.
show's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a close
Bruce
to
is
over to a Blade movie.
Wait, is that profile pic AI?
No, it's probably anime style. I don't know what if it is.
I have my doubts.
Yeah, my sister actually did an AI of
Oh my god.
But we're like, but let's not make that into a discussion. But until because there's nothing that confirms it, I can't.
Oh
Really say
yeah,
about it.
Fixed has finally has a new distributor.
oh
Yep.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Thank God.
Thank
Have we
God.
already done
And-
the collection minute? Just a question: have we already done the collection minute?
Oh, you have something?
Oh, I have gained a few things because recently on the 20th, Weed Day, I turned 29, and I've thought I'd showcase that. Just hold on a sec.
All right.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this. Oh, right. First, the Blu-ray of one of my second favorite movie of all time, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Nice.
It's basically Studio
Vito.
Ghibli did a horror movie. The Art of Amphibia, which I currently started reading.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Play the Forbidden Note.
Funny because I just finished one of the chapters when they talked about that episode. That meme will never get old. Then creating stylized characters, creating stylized animals, and hold on, I have one more. Jurassic Park: The Ultimate Visual History.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. So now that we have everything done, I think it's time to get to the real deal.
Yep. The real
Yep.
shit. The doo-doo. The poopity
All right.
pop.
Time to go over the honorable mentions for our best movies of the decade list. Because and for my honorable mentions, they are The Mitchells versus the Machines, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Belle, Killers of the Flower Moon, The Wild Robot, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, John Wick Chapter 4, and Top Gun Maverick.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Ethan, do you have your
I'm
All right.
I'm putting some
All right.
in my Google Docs right now.
All right,
I'm
Rex,
putting some
you
too.
go. All right, Rex, you go.
All right. My honorable mentions: the real Pinocchio of 2022,
Yes, not the stupid fake
Evangelion:
one.
Thrice Upon a Time, Wolfwalkers, Spider-Man: Across the Spider-Verse, and The Wild Robot.
Well, that's an obvious given.
Mhm.
All right. I suppose I should go next. I have a lot of honorable mentions. And they are the Super Mario Brothers movie, the Sonic movie trilogy, Zack Snyder's Justice League, The Mitchells versus the Machines, Thanksgiving, Scream 5 and 6, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, No Time to Die, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Broken Hearts Gallery, The Bad Guys, Jackass Forever, Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga, Transformers 1, Tenet, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem, Conclave, Onward, Judas and the Black Messiah, Soul, The Northman, Wicked, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Luca, Encanto, The Fablemans, Air, Dune Part 1 and 2, Challengers, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Fall Guy, The Woman King, Inside Out 2, The Holdovers, Deadpool and Wolverine, A Quiet Place Part 2, A Quiet Place Day 1, Nope, Hard Eyes, Raya and the Last Dragon, In the Heights, Barbie, Paddington in Peru, Bad Boys for Life, Bad Boys Ride or Die, Top Gun Maverick, Wonder Woman 1984, The Brutalist, Mickey 17, The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie,
Still need to watch that.
Warfare, John Wick Chapter 4, and Bottoms.
Yeah, Ethan, just in case you're wondering, we're primarily focusing on 2020 all the way to 2024, so I was trying to make sure of that.
All right.
All right, and yeah, I agree, right, dude? It should have won over Encanto.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thankfully,
All right.
we're seeing other films, right?
Yep. And now, onto the list.
All right.
Kicking off the list with my number 10 is from one of my favorite directors of all time, Steven Spielberg. So you know where this one is going. My number 10 is The Fabelmans.
Never seen it.
Man, like I didn't know much about this movie beforehand, but this movie is amazing. From some amazing performances from the cast, including Gabrielle LaBelle, Paul Dano, Michelle Williams. The thought-provoking and intriguing story about a filmmaker that tries to make movies. And I see this a lot more as an autobiography for Steven Spielberg. And this is a movie that, to me, encapsulates what movie magic is.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be mad if this is the final movie from Spielberg, because this would be a fantastic note to end his career on.
Yeah,
For sure.
In regards to Steven Spielberg's entire filmography, I can barely think of really anything from him that was really bad. Like the worst thing that he's ever been a part of, to me at least, is in the realm of TV shows with Family Dog, but I also consider that could also be considered as the worst that Tim Burton and Brad Bird have ever had a part in.
Yeah,
Right.
and The Fabelmans is a fantastic movie, and it more than deserves to start off my top 10.
All right.
All right.
My number 10
Right,
is
number
the
10. My number 10.
All right.
Another funny that you had started yours off with a biography, like an unofficial biography, because mine is another for a legendary filmmaker, The Boy and the Heron.
All right.
Ooh.
From
Let me
legendary
put
filmmaker.
the title in first. All right. All right. Ready? Go.
The Boy and the Heron from Hayao Miyazaki, the Ozzy Osbourne of animation. And I mean that in the best possible way, as in, like, it seems like he's not going to retire. Like,
He's doing this shit until he's 90.
yeah, and like this film, like he said it was going to be his last film, but then he said, nope, I'm going back to filmmaking, which honestly, I don't mind as long as he still keeps delivering bangers. This film,
Yeah. Hayao
had
Miyazaki
some-
never missed it.
Yep. This
I
film,
actually want to check out his other films now.
yeah. This film, you could add as personal, like some personal touches, like it felt personal, and it got disturbing, and it was also a contrast to the usual Ghibli protagonist, and that was great. And yeah, it was just great. Side note, I will never look at parakeets the same ever again.
Yeah. Good for you, Rob. And also, this movie gets extra points for Robert Pantz's vocal performance as well.
I have to see the English dub sometime because I saw the Japanese dub, but I'll be sure to check it out. Also, yeah,
Right.
and it was well deserved for him to win the award because we all know what we think about the Oscars or the Academies. But this
As long as
was
he
well deserved,
loses,
and I'll
it's
take a win
good.
for Dan. Yep. All right.
All right. My number 10 is The Wild Robot.
Nice.
This film is amazing in every sense of the word. This was my second favorite film of last year, behind Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm.
The animation is just gorgeous. This is without a doubt the best looking animation I've ever seen from DreamWorks.
Yeah, and and it's honestly kind of a breath of fresh air, considering the fact that 2024 was not too good of a year for DreamWorks. Like they put out Kung Fu Panda 4, which people thought was underwhelming, and the movie that we don't speak of that
Mhm.
sparked the
What movie?
dehydration
What
gun
movie?
meme.
It doesn't even exist. There wasn't any other movie that they did besides those two.
And there was also Ryan in the Dark.
Right.
Yeah, the voice acting is terrific. Lupita Nyong'o gives a terrific vocal performance as Roz.
Mhm.
Yeah, like you could tell that she felt really invested in this role.
Yeah.
Ving Rhames was also great in this film too.
Yeah.
The pacing is amazing. The
Mhm.
soundtrack is great. The screenplay was very good. The directing by Chris Sanders is terrific.
Yep.
The story is just real fresh. The story is a breath of fresh air.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah. And that ending almost had me crying. Oh my god.
Same here.
But yeah,
Mhm.
folks, the Wild Robot is my number 10.
And let's look at the comments. Yeah, he is. He really is. He's goated as fuck.
Mhm.
And Smoking Records number 10 is Shang-Chi.
Not perfect.
Right?
Right?
So anyway, number 9. My number 9 is a movie that, had I waited to do the best of 2023 and I had to wait until I see this until January of 2024. That had to be Godzilla -1.
Oh, I will
Oh,
get to that in a
nice.
bit. I absolutely love that film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not.
Godzilla. All right, so Godzilla -1. I'll be honest. While I enjoy the MonsterVerse movies minus King of the Monsters as fun, dumb fun action movies, they're not really exactly what I would call the peak of Godzilla content. Japan, on the other hand, and Toho prove that they still understand what makes Godzilla a legendary icon in movies. And can we just make it a law that only Japan should be the ones handling Godzilla?
Yeah.
Let me just
I'm
make
not
that a
opposed
law.
to American Godzilla movies, but I feel that Japanese ones are superior.
Exactly. Godzilla -1 has has 3 things that makes it a perfect movie. 1, it's a commentary on war, and you actually have characters you care about. I
Yes.
cared about every single one in this movie. 2, the visual effects. Tell me, name every movie that had an expensive budget that we have in America.
Let's see.
We already had the
Thor: Love
electric
and
state.
Thunder? Oh, the
Yeah, the
electric
Snow
State,
White
right?
remake
Oh.
too.
I think
The
he
Snow
tried
White
to say
remake.
the Electric State,
The Snow White remake has had an expensive budget.
Mhm.
and that looked butt ugly.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Snow White, the Electric State, Captain America: Brave New World, Minecraft, like Thor: Love and Thunder, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Red One, Morbius, Madam Web, the Venom trilogy. They all have
10 to
expensive budgets.
15 million?
Yeah,
Dang.
all of them, and somehow they somehow don't even look good. Godzilla -1
Yeah.
is somehow made for less than their budget, and this movie looks amazing. I would think,
Yes.
and both visually, Godzilla looks amazing. Like I immediately, it was like eye candy for me.
Mhm.
And you have a story that keeps you invested all throughout its run. And this movie is nothing short of a masterpiece and a prime example of why Toho knows what Godzilla is. And that is why
Mhm.
Godzilla -1 is my number 9.
Mhm.
All right?
All right, my number 9,
Yeah.
and it's the we're going to the last in line. Dio Dreamers Never Die.
Let me
This
put
was
the
a
title.
documentary. Dio Dreamers Never Die.
Yeah, I heard the title. All right,
All right.
ready? And then go.
This song, this documentary was about legendary metal singer Ronnie James Dio from his early days to his time with Rainbow, his time as the frontman in Black Sabbath, and his own self-titled band. It felt like you were with Dio with this documentary. Like it covered his career, and it was just amazing. And that ending was really upsetting because for those of you unfamiliar with Ronnie James Dio, he passed away in 2010 from cancer. And like,
Dio.
and in this documentary, like it showed this archive footage and him in this interview, and he was confident he could beat his cancer because he won many battles, but this was the one battle he sadly couldn't win. And it was just a presentation. And it made me able to find the answer to Sprig's question. Remember in Amphibia when Sprig asked, "Can you miss someone you've never met?" After watching this, yes. And also, despite being a celebration of Dio, it was not afraid to it showed his flaws, and also like how he was just a human being like all of us. This is how you do documentaries, and that's why I tend to prefer documentaries over biopics.
Right,
Exactly. I just watched Not Just a Goof recently. Loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I saw that too. All right. Your turn, John Wick.
Ethan?
John?
Oh, sorry. My number 9 is Oppenheimer.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll talk about that one soon.
Yeah, folks, this movie is just a visual marvel, especially in one scene, which I'll get to in a bit.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking
The
about.
story is really engaging. The screenplay and direction by Christopher Nolan is nothing short of spectacular. The acting is phenomenal, especially from Cillian Murphy as Robert J. Oppenheimer.
You did a fantastic job.
Yep. Thank God Christopher Nolan won Best. Thank God Christopher Nolan won his first Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to it, the Odyssey, because I love Greek mythology, and honestly, the cast looks fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm. Let him cook.
Yes.
The rest of the acting was great too. The cinematography is amazing. The pacing, considering the fact that this movie is over 3 hours long, the pacing is really good.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oppenheimer is a 3 hours, and it somehow flew by.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
See, Sony, that's how you do it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that atomic bomb scene,
Oh, I
holy
love that.
moly, that looked incredible.
Yeah, I think
I
that
have become death.
the destroyer of worlds.
And the ending was nothing short of amazing. So yeah, Oppenheimer is my number 9.
All right, and let's go look at the comments from what we're seeing. The comments have, I love them kaijus. Yeah, the Monsterverse movies are enjoyable, but they're not like, a masterpiece.
Yeah,
Right.
I see it more like
So, and of course, Smoking Records number 9 is The Batman.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, and now let's go on to our number 8. Number 8. I talked about this one in the best movies of 2024, so I'll try to keep this one brief. Inside Out 2.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that this movie finally managed to top The Lion King 2019 at the box office.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too.
Me too.
Mhm.
Although it would
Something
only
that
for it to
deserved it.
only for it to get dethroned later on by Nejat 2.
I still have to see Najah too.
I want to watch Nezha too.
Yeah. Anyways, back to Inside Out 2. When I first heard of a sequel to Inside Out, I was both excited but I was also very, very cautious going into this because
Same.
Right.
considering how much I love the first movie to death, like it's my favorite movie of all time.
That movie made me cry.
Yeah, with Pixar's track record with sequels, besides Toy Story 2 and 3, have not exactly been great. But with this movie, this movie surpassed my expectations, and we have a movie that could almost be up to par with the original.
Yep.
This movie actually, this movie actually carries on what made the first movie great. The likable characters. We actually progress the story of Riley as we see her in her teenage years, and the movie's themes about anxiety and what it's like that sometimes we're not good enough. With anxiety being one of the best written Pixar antagonists to date, that actually feels like a real person that really just that sounds well intentioned, but the way it comes off, yeah. And let's just say the whole "I'm not good enough" scene actually did almost make me get an audible a cry right then and there.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
that
movie hit
was
close to home at times.
Yeah.
That was one of the most intense Pixar moments since the sequence in Finding Dory where she struggles to remember that Nemo and Marlin were captured.
Yeah.
Yes.
This movie.
Oh, hold on. My mom's calling me for dinner. I'll join. I'll join later after I finish.
All right.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. My number 8
It's
is Beavis.
Wait, I haven't finished with that yet.
Sorry.
So yeah, Inside Out 2 is not only a fantastic showing of that Pixar is still capable of releasing good movies in this modern climate, but it's a sequel that actually carries on what the first movie did and then some. And that is why Inside Out 2 marks my number 8.
That's good.
All right. My number 8 is Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Yeah, folks. What more can I say that this might just be this is my favorite Beavis and Butthead movie yet. The humor, as always, is fantastic. The animation is superb. The writing is excellent. The story was very innovative. The story was very innovative. The pacing is really good. Every single bit of humor in this film is just hilarious from start to finish.
This movie kicks ass. Yeah, you said it, man.
But yeah, the characters, especially the two title characters, Beavis and Butthead, are very, very memorable. The soundtrack is excellent, and that ending was just hilarious. And that is why Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe is my number 8.
All right, and let's see the comments. So yeah, so far, Smoking Records number 8 is the Wild Robot. And oh look, I did. Oh yeah, it's a rundown. Also put his list so far. Ryan's number 10 is Nomadland. Ryan's number 9 is The Iron Claw, and Ryan's number 8 is Past Lives. So yeah, because Rex is going to be gone for a little while, I think we can move on to number 7 until. All right, so ready. My number 7 is probably the best documentary I've seen this decade, and it's called The Social Dilemma. Never heard of it?
Nope.
It's a Netflix documentary about the usage of phones and technology, and wow, this one's more relevant than ever. Like anyone who has a clear phone addiction, like this movie provides some of the most interesting facts and actually keeps you invested. And it's an informative documentary that, without going into too much detail, it's practically a fantastic documentary that I would highly recommend, especially for phone users and in a modern climate where everyone either social distance or everyone's just apart, or or everyone is just because we don't really go out much. I think this documentary is very important to watch, especially when it can be used to prevent major phone usage, and yeah, and that's all I can say for Social Dilemma, and that's why it's my number 7.
Okay. My number 7 is The Suicide Squad.
Yes.
James Gunn, you nailed it again. And this film is honestly infinitely better than the 2016 Suicide Squad.
Fuck yes.
The writing is amazing. The writing is excellent. The story is really good. The acting is terrific. Especially from everyone gives out a terrific performance. The screenplay and direction, both done by James Gunn, are excellent.
And people still giving shit for the DC. Come on, guys.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah. The characters are very memorable, especially King Shark.
I love him. Nom nom.
Nom nom.
Played by Sylvester Stallone.
Yep.
You dumb friends.
New dope friends.
A friend of mine said they put mic around his house. They probably put mics around his house and just have him say shit. That'd be hilarious.
And yeah. And I was very impressed with how they handled Starro.
Yeah,
That giant alien
Somehow-
starfish.
Yeah, a way better villain than Elektra. I meant Enchantress.
Yep.
yeah.
The soundtrack is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Look what I put in the private chat.
Australia almost gave this movie the same rating as Torture and Snuff Film just because it has that one scene of Black Grum getting shot in the face. Australia, why are you doing this?
I mean, I can understand that's stupid.
Though it was changed. Now it has the same rating as My Hero Academia.
Good enough.
Yeah. The action is very stylish.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematography is excellent, and so is the pacing.
I also love the title cards. Those were pretty cool.
The title cards were really cool.
My name is Johnny Cash.
Yep. And yeah, folks, that is why The Suicide Squad is my number 7.
And also, let me just say this. To all the Snyder fan brats, all I gotta say is, James Gunn is the new head of DC Studios. Please do not change that.
Yes, and the Snyderverse is dead. Deal with it.
Exactly.
Snyderverse is dead. Even Snyder wants to move on. And you have to move on too.
And it was
Accept that. All right. So number 6 on the list.
My
number. Oh wait, yeah, forgot your number 7. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's the Northman. Man.
All right, yeah. So yeah, your number 7 is the Northman, and Ryan's number 7 is Memoir of a Snail. Yeah, it's Memoir of a Snail is the number 7. All right. And now we can move on to number 6. Number 6 on my list. I know this is technically cheating because this was technically released in 2019. But it got a worldwide release in theaters until January of 2020. So I think it counts for the metrics of this decade. My number 6 is 1917.
Oh, that's a good film.
I love that movie.
Yep. This is a fantastic, one of the best war movies I've ever seen, with fantastic performances all around. And a movie that actually keeps you gripped throughout its runtime. And the main reason why it keeps you gripped, and if you think you all know what made it so good, the one take.
Yes.
Yep.
I
The
keep forgetting
editing
this
is
was
fantastic. How the movie managed to, like, this movie makes you feel like this movie is taking place in one tracking shot. Despite it not being the case, the way it was edited made it look like it, and as such, I was able to stay invested throughout the runtime, as opposed to feeling like, yeah, are we skipping events in history? No, Sam Mendes pulled that off, and how this movie did not get a nomination for best editing is beyond me.
that's bullshit.
Yeah, and apparently they think they think some other movies deserve best editing when some of their editing is shit.
Seriously, Sigmir has better eyesight than these idiots.
Yeah. This movie is a fantastic movie and a great way to start off 2020. And that is why 1917 is my favorite movie of 2020 and deserves the number 6 spot.
Good.
All right. Look at Smoking Records' comment.
All right, let's see. Or let me see. Yeah, exactly. True story. Me and my dad went to go see 1917. We both love it, but someone brought their kid to see the movie. Oh boy.
Yeah, I hate when people do that. Like they couldn't see Frozen 2, Cats, or Doolittle. Like
Don't take
come
your
on.
kids to don't take your kids to Doolittle or Cats.
Yeah, okay, I take that back. Those were horrible, but you couldn't take your kid to see Frozen 2. I mean, just be on your phone. No one cares.
Or take your kids to Jumanji or freaking Spies in the Sky.
Oh yeah, forever those films came out.
All right. My number 6 is The Batman.
Yeah, that's good.
This is a spectacular film from start to finish. Matt Reeves' screenplay and directing are spectacular. The story is excellent. The acting is terrific. Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne.
Mhm.
Robert Pattinson gives out a superb performance as
Yes.
Bruce Wayne. The cinematography is excellent. The pacing is just phenomenal. Considering the fact that this film was almost 3 hours long, the pacing is just terrific. The effects are just absolutely stunning.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The soundtrack is just excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And the ending is just spectacular too. And
Yeah,
that is why.
Michael Keaton.
That is why.
All right.
The Batman is my number 6. Well done,
And let's
Matt
just-
Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and let's just say this is a movie that Robert Pattinson needed to prove that Twilight was behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, this movie is probably my favorite Batman movie at this ever. Yes, I like it more than The Dark Knight.
Wow. That's
Yes. So
honestly,
yeah.
I will say this. I actually enjoyed the guy who was Commissioner Gordon. He was pretty good. Good.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a rundowns. Number 6 is The Boy and the Heron. And Smoking Records number 6 is wait, let me try to get to the list. Number 6 is Super Mario Bros. Movie. Alright, yeah.
Yep.
Alright, on to my we're in the top 5 already.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, our number 5. My number 5. This is my favorite movie from last year, so this one needs no introduction. I saw the TV Glow. This movie was fantastic. If you want, like, this movie is visually probably one of my favorite visually looking movies, and its messages that it conveys through just as much fantastic performances. And let's just say, this movie does hit very close to me. Because as someone who does watch TV a lot, and this is the movie that let me remind you, This this is a movie about identity, self-discovery, and the trans experience. This movie's narrative revolves around character Owen, who grapples with his identity and the pressure to conform to societal expectations, symbolized by the TV show The Pink Pig and the TV Glow itself. With themes of identity, with identity and the trans experience. Oh, by the way, this movie has better trans representation than Amelia Perez.
Don't even get me started on the VHS filter.
Yeah,
Imagine
this movie is complex, poignant, and let's just say when we got to the ending, my jaw dropped when we got to the ending. This is a movie that where if you can go into this movie as little as possible, but you kind of know what you're going into, you're gonna be surprised by how much this movie kept you invested. And I thought the TV Glow was pretty much everything that I wish more movies would be. Movies that conveyed art and movies like this that actually felt like it gives you some nostalgia. And that is why I thought the TV Glow is my number 5. And this is probably the biggest movie that can be used for therapy. Trust me,
All right.
I never needed more therapy than watching I Saw the TV Glow. And considering that I watched this back in December of 2024, a movie I really needed right now, this was more than worth being the best movie of 2024 for me.
All right. Before I get to my number 5, look what I wrote in the private chat.
Well, kids are gonna be scared. They're gonna have nightmares from all the blood and gore.
Yep.
Yeah. To quote Tales from Sonic Generations, they're gonna have nightmares for weeks.
And probably learn a new word that I cannot say here. It rhymes with diggers.
All right. My number 5 is my favorite film of 2020. News of the World.
Oh, it reminds me of that Family Guy episode where Brian scarred Stewie with that Queen album.
All right. This is probably my favorite Western right now. The story is excellent. The screenplay, both the directing and screenplay, both done by Paul Greengrass, is excellent. The acting is terrific. Tom Hanks gives out a spectacular performance here. The film is beautifully shot. The editing is excellent. The pacing is phenomenal. Oh, the soundtrack is the musical score is just fantastic. And the costume design is terrific. And the ending, wow. So that is why News of the World is my number 5.
All right. And moving on from the number 5 spots, we're not number 4. So before I get to number 4, let's look at the comments. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'll be right back.
All right. Smoking Records number 4. Number 5 is the Sonic trilogy. Great entry.
Probably
and
number 3 because.
Okay. All right. And Ryan's number 5 is Nora. All right. So you're back, Rex. So it's time to get back. Let's do your numbers 8 through 5.
All right. Hold on a sec. Yeah, I got it up. Number 8, Godzilla -1.
Nice.
This film, as someone who's seen all of the Godzilla movies, or I think I have. Yeah, I've seen them all. This one is the best Godzilla movie in quite some time. this film took Godzilla back to his monstrous roots and understands that Godzilla works best when he's an antagonist, when he's a symbol of destruction. Because the creator of Godzilla himself said that he represents the horror of nuclear terror. And that film and the filmmakers for this understood that. And yeah, and as all the points you mentioned, it just looks amazing, and it has some of the best human characters. Plus, and this has easily one of my favorite Godzilla designs. My favorite thing is like his little effect with his atomic breath.
Oh yeah,
And-
that's pretty cool.
And of course, what's cool about this film is, see, one of the films that influenced Steven Spielberg was Godzilla. Like, I believe it was the original Japanese Godzilla versus King Kong. But I'm not sure. But Godzilla was one of the influences. And this film brought things full circle, taking inspiration from Jurassic Park and Jaws, which that's just awesome. Yeah, so overall, a great Godzilla film. Now, my number 7.
Number 7.
Fitting, because 7 deadly sins, sinners. That people say that heavy
But we're-
metal is the devil's music.
Oh, wait, what's your number 7 again?
Sinners.
Oh, I thought we were talking about movies from 2000. This is from this year. We were supposed to wait for
sorry,
that
I didn't
one.
know. I didn't know because the year's still going. Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love the movie. I'll talk more about it when we get with the April roundup.
All right. So for the actual number 7.
Okay, well, then it would have to be Godzilla -1. I'll just talk about the Wild Robot because then it bumped it up. The Wild Robot,
All
I
right,
guess.
Let's just pretend Wild Robot's your number 7.
Sounds
That,
good.
that way we don't have to make mistakes again like we did last time.
Right. But hey, it's good that we're doing this so then we can know better next time. Anyway, this film, not much to say. I mean, this is what DreamWorks needed after Kung Fu Panda 4 and a film that I refuse to acknowledge its existence. And the film, it was emotional and just beautiful. Not much for me to say, as John Wick already talked about it. Anyway, let's go to number 6. Number
All right.
6 is my favorite movie of 2020, Demon Slayer. The Demon Slayer
Wait,
movie.
all right, let me put the title in.
Demon-
I'll just put Demon Slayer Mugen Train of 2020. Because that
Yep,
title's
this
way
film-
too long.
Yeah. This film
All right.
was just a great like it was the bridge between season 1 and 2. It was just amazing. Like, it was a character study, and boy, that ending was emotional. And it also explores what it means to be mortal. Yeah. That ending nearly had me crying.
This was the first R-rated animated movie that I went to see in theaters.
Nice.
Cool.
And, and a few others would follow along. A few other PG-13 and R-rated films would follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And of course, there's going to be more R-rated animation with my list. Okay, so number 5 is another DreamWorks movie. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. In fact, I'm going to say
Yeah,
All right,
I kinda
let me put
guessed
the
it.
title in. Let me put the title in appropriately.
All right, I put something in the private chat. Would you want the director of Megamind versus the Dune Syndicate to direct another animated movie?
No.
no.
By the way, hey, John Wick. I'm gonna say this right now. There is no Tooth Fairy, there is no Easter Bunny, and there's no Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate.
All right, back to Rex's number 5.
Number 5, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I'm going to say it. This film is better than Shrek 2. This film, it was another banger for DreamWorks. along with the bad guys, and of course the other film. But this film, it explored like valuing life, and was a great nod back to other classic animated films, having various villains, having a sympathetic villain done right, a villain that was pure evil. What? You're a near unredeemable monster. Took you so long. Okay, I watched that, but
Yeah.
and of course,
2022 was
that he was terrifying.
2022 was definitely one of DreamWorks' best years.
Yeah. Minus.
Although it also started that stupid DreamWorks Renaissance mentality.
Yeah, which we're basing that only off 2 films. How about we wait more?
I mean, nobody's perfect after all.
Yeah. And of course, it led to Ruby Gillman bombing and people treating that movie like shit. And of course, Trolls Band Together.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't even
although
fucking get me started on that.
Although DreamWorks has always kind of been a hit or miss studio. I mean, in 2004 they released Shrek 2. Then later that year they released Shark Tale.
Right. Very true. But anyway, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, it was so far my favorite installment of the Shrek franchise, if we're counting spin-offs. And it also had a comic relief that was not only funny but also helpful. Well,
Sorry about that.
The dog.
Oh yes.
And he's actually funny, and that scene, when he calms Puss in Boots down, just powerful, amazing.
Yes.
And yeah, it was a great film. Yeah, my favorite of the Shrek franchise.
Also,
right.
it's on the Hot Ones, and
All right, look what I put in the private chat.
Private chat. Smurfington, prepare yourself to witness influencer Smurf getting shot by Joaquin Phoenix on July 18th. Fuck influencer Smurf. I bet when that movie comes out, we'll be tearing it apart.
Yeah,
And
I cannot
Smurfs will
wait.
be absolutely crushed by Eddington in critical reception.
Yeah.
I like Shin Godzilla 2 Smoking Wrecker. I like it too, but not as much as
Okay,
the first
let him talk.
film
Let him
and
talk.
-1.
But yeah, if I could
let
say
our main man talk here.
Yeah. All right. Let's just say that once that movie comes out, I think we're gonna have some very choice words for that film when we get to it in July.
And I can definitely tell you that it's gonna get absolutely crushed by Eddington in critical reception.
Yeah.
Have we not learned anything from the live action Smurfs movies where they brought the Smurfs into the real world?
nope.
Honestly,
No.
it makes me more sad because I'm a fan of this franchise, and seeing it being treated like shit is kind of disappointing, both by the film executives and the general public.
Yeah, something to realize about the Smurfs is that it was the series that was keeping Hanna-Barbera alive, and without the Smurfs, Hanna-Barbera would have gone out of business, and Cartoon Network as a whole wouldn't even exist.
Right.
Exactly,
All right.
but we'll save that in July.
All
Right
right.
now, top 4 time.
My number 4.
Wait, I have to go first. But yeah, my number 4 is Ethan brought it up, so yeah, The Batman is my number 4. Yeah, this was a fantastic movie, and now my favorite movie of 2022. Not only is it a fantastic showing, this is probably the movie that represents Batman, with Robert Pattinson's fantastic performances, the sublime direction by Matt Reeves, Penguin being probably one of my favorite movie villains as of recently, with Paul Dano's performance and the twists. And this movie is just awe-inspiring. If there was any movie that I would define as the definitive Batman movie, okay, the Michael Keaton one still still has that distinction, but this one's close second. And
Of
honestly,
course, there's
but-
Mask of the Phantasm.
despite the fact that this movie is almost 3 hours long, I was never bored, and let's just say I am glad that we're getting part 2, but we're hoping that it doesn't become another Joker Folly a Doom. So not
Right.
much more to say about the Batman. So yeah, that's why the Batman is my number 4.
Mhm.
Razor
Right.
X, your turn.
My number 4 is Memoir of a Snail. This
All right.
film was. I really have to see the director's other film, Mary and Max, but this film, it, despite being like dealing with some like pretty dark themes, it had some dark humor that was actually funny, and it didn't like conflict with the tone or anything. And the animation, while bleak, it was easy on the eyes. But what really made it like one of my favorite movies of 2024 was the ending, when it resonated with me on a personal level so much. Like we're breaking one's chains, like that are holding you down, and it was just beautiful. I'm definitely checking out Mary and Max, the film of the Adam Elliott's other film.
Yeah, and I want to, and hope that we get more R-rated animated movies in the future like this.
Yeah, and
As well as
not beyond
stop
like typical raunchy comedies, but also stuff like Blue Eye Samurai hasn't done a movie, but like stuff like action adventure and that kind of stuff. Oh boy.
Would you want the creators of the Rodfellas movie to make a theatrically released animated feature?
No,
No, absolutely.
no.
That would be
It bomb out the box office.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
All right.
like the Rodfellas movie is already one of the worst animated movies of all time.
Yep,
Right.
and it's my worst movie of the decade.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ethan, you're up.
My number 4 was my favorite film of 2022. My number 4 is The Whale.
Oh yeah, that film.
Let's just say I'm so glad that Brendan Fraser got his well-deserved Oscar win,
Yes.
Mhm.
Exactly.
especially
This-
knowing what he went through.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
But yeah, folks, The Whale is a spectacular film.
Yes. Also,
This is a powerhouse of a film. I really mean it.
Mm-hmm.
The story, so memorable. The screenplay is terrific. Darren Aronofsky's directing is superb. The acting is phenomenal, especially from Brendan Fraser.
definitely,
Mhm.
yeah.
Brendan Fraser totally well-deserved that Oscar.
Yep.
Honestly, it's actually a goddamn miracle that The Whale actually got released, unlike a certain other movie that Brendan Fraser starred in that year.
Yep.
I would love to see him as Firefly. That would have been pretty cool.
Yep.
But yeah. The film is very well shot, and I loved the aspect ratio of this film too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
The ending
Yeah.
literally had me in tears. Holy
Yeah.
I did
moly.
cry at the ending.
So yeah, Darren Aronofsky, you definitely redeemed yourself after Mother.
You mean mother? You have to say it
Yep.
like that with the exclamation
Yeah,
point.
that movie caused a lot of controversy, to say the least.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why The Whale is my number 4. Darren
And
Aronofsky,
again-
way to go.
And
Good
again,
job, Darren Aronofsky. Good job on redeeming yourself.
And
Mhm.
again, it's honestly a miracle that The Whale was even released, unlike a certain other movie that Brendan Fraser was in 2022.
Or
Yep.
was supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Or
And
at least
all right,
produced.
Smoking Records number 4 is Across the Spider-Verse.
Yep. Oh,
And,
I'm
and
looking
Ryan's
forward to the
number
Mummy
4
4 with
is Sing
Impact.
Sing. All right. Number 3 on my list. My number 3, I have a tie. And it is probably the greatest film duology in it right now, and that is Dune Parts 1 and 2.
All right.
As it was written.
Denis Villeneuve proves yet again why he's one of my favorite filmmakers working today. Because these two movies, they're both amazing. They're both visually fantastic. Both contain fantastic performances from the cast. The movie contains excellent storytelling. Both movies contain moments that keep me intrigued. And the characters are well written. You care about them, and not only is it a fantastic duology, but it has me pumped for Dune Part 3. If you didn't see any of these movies in theaters, then quite frankly, you missed out on cinema. And that is why
I
Dune Parts
certainly
1 and
have
2,
not.
yeah. And that is why Dune Parts 1 and 2 are both my number 3 of the best movies of this decade. And because Ethan has a tie on his list, we can also let him go for this first this time.
All
Okay,
right.
go ahead.
My number 3 is also a tie. My number 3 is a tie between Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla -1.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
that was good.
I'm going to start with Godzilla vs. Kong.
The
Folks, this was my most anticipated film of 2021. And holy shit, it delivered. The fight scenes between Godzilla and King Kong are nothing short of spectacular. The
Yes.
visual effects look amazing. This is the best looking MonsterVerse movie I've seen so far. The story is very engaging. The screenplay was excellent. Adam Wingard's directing is excellent. The acting is terrific. The cinematography is breathtaking. It's very well edited. And it's very, very well paced.
All right.
All right. On to Godzilla -1. Holy moly. Toho did a spectacular job here.
Yes.
Yep.
And the visual effects, considering the fact that this movie was made with a $15 million budget, this movie looks incredible. This movie looks nothing short of incredible. Godzilla himself looks amazing. The story is very engaging throughout. You basically, this movie is like set during World War II.
Yes.
The screenplay is very well written. The acting is terrific. Everybody gives out a spectacular performance. And like I said, you basically feel for every single character. You basically feel for every single human character in this film.
Yep.
The Godzilla scenes are terrific. And the scene where Godzilla literally shows up and destroys a city looked nothing short of amazing.
Yeah.
And how Godzilla used his atomic breath was also nothing short of spectacular.
Yep.
And like I said, this movie was only costed $15 million to make, and these visual effects are spectacular. Just look at Snow White. Look at Snow White. That was an expensive budget, and that movie looked absolutely hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Along with movies like Red One, The Electric State, Thor: Love and Thunder, Captain America: Brave New World, Indiana Jones 5, so on and so forth.
And
But yeah.
unfortunately, Hollywood will only learn the wrong lessons from Godzilla
Alright.
-1. What they
And
should
that is
do is
why-
go back to smaller budgets.
Yeah. And the ending has me hyped for the sequel. And that is
Yeah, I'm
why
looking forward to it too.
Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla Minus One are both tied for my number 3.
All right.
All
My
right,
number
Rex's turn. For them.
3, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yeah.
All right, let me put the
Might
title
just be
in.
the strangest
All right,
movie
I'm
I've
going
ever.
to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
This
I'm
movie
just
may
gonna-
just be the strangest movie I've ever seen, and I mean that in the best possible way. Like, this was quite an experience. Like, it had me laughing, and on the edge of my seat, and nearly crying. It was just. It's my favorite A24 film.
Yep,
And
and
my
I like
favorite
to call
Michelle
this.
movie.
And somehow this movie does the multiverse story far better than the MCU.
Yes, exactly. And we didn't need to watch all these other movies to understand anything. Exactly.
Yeah,
And
somehow.
Randy Newman was in it as the raccoon.
Yeah,
Right.
well, this is why less is more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And of course the performances were great. Michelle Yeoh, perhaps her best role. King Wah-hoon. Like, nice to see him. Like like him going from the Goonies and Temple of Doom to this. And of course you can't always go wrong with James Hong. That ending was just yeah. So far, yep. And it's would have been my favorite movie of 2022 until I found out about another movie, which I'll talk about later.
All right, so yeah, everything I really want all at once is fantastic. My number,
Mhm.
now we're at the top 2. My number 2. Oh, I'm gonna piss off a certain loser just by mentioning this.
I think I know.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
And across the
man.
I can already hear
on
him
another side of the
crying.
world.
And just for the occasion, I'm gonna pull up that classic meme again.
Yeah. Across the another side of the world, I can hear crying from a certain fan of Trolls.
He's probably
Across
crying
the
harder than
Spider-Man.
the pronouns guy.
Anyways, this movie is
All right,
fantastic.
I got it here. You all know the one.
Oh, Trolls Bad
Yeah.
Together Fan 2001 here.
Wait.
Trolls Bad Together Fan 2001 here, and I just came back from jerking off to my favorite movie of all time, Trolls Bad Together. Oh man, I jerked off so much that I covered everyone with my semen, and it was glorious.
Hey, Ryan, can you put that video in that meme folder?
Oh, absolutely.
I want to see that in that meme
Yeah,
folder.
but anyways, yeah, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This one was fantastic. I unfortunately had to see this one twice. One because I stopped halfway in, but because of a tragedy that happened at the last minute, but the second time I watched it in full, it was fantastic. The first Into the Spider-Verse was already a fantastic movie with some of the best animation you'll ever see in a movie, and this movie takes it up a notch. And it takes it up even a step further. Like
Yeah.
with all different kinds of techniques in the animation department.
Yep.
Like this movie is also fantastic. It works as a commentary for multiverse stories. It works as a good commentary for Spider-Man. And this movie furthers the characters from Miles Morales to Gwen Stacy to Peter B. Parker. And the characters we've expanded on tenfold as we see their character arcs on full display, especially with Gwen Stacy's arc. Oh, by the way,
Gwen Stacy is not freaking woke. Because she has to, because she goes through an arc in this movie of earning her father's trust back.
Yes. And this movie, despite the fact that this isn't animated, that movie that's 2 hours long, this movie was enthralling all the way through. and let's just say,
Right.
and all right, and who's the main villain's name again? Like
The Spot.
Yeah, the spot.
yeah, the spot is a great villain, and of course the main man himself, Miguel.
Get back here, Miles!
Yeah, he shows up.
I'll chase you to the ends of the multiverse!
Yeah, Miguel O'Hara. Yeah, he's a fantastic antagonist for this movie. And this movie and when we got to the cliffhanger by the movie's end, it has me pumped for Beyond the Spider-Verse when it comes out in 2027. I am so hyped for that movie when it comes out.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Like,
Yeah.
like the only
is basically the best example of a mean-spirited character.
Yeah, and a well-written one at that.
the only downside to the movie is that behind the scenes, Phil Lord and Chris Miller overworked the animators. That's why Beyond the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse is getting delayed.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot, Phil Lord. We could have
Yeah.
had it much sooner if you weren't fucking around.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. That's
I'm
why this movie it can't be number one.
All right.
Right.
I'm going to go. All right. Read the private chat.
All right. All right. All right. All right. We'll give you your top two. All right.
All right. My top two. My number two was my favorite film of last year, Nosferatu.
Mhm.
Folks,
Can't believe. Go.
Robert
sorry, go on.
Pattinson, not Robert Pattinson, Robert Eggers has outdone himself here.
Yes.
This is his best film to date.
Yeah.
The story is very, very engaging. The screenplay and directing, both done by Robert Eggers himself, are nothing short of excellent. The acting is terrific. Everybody gives out such a good performance, especially when it comes to Lily Rose Depp.
All right. Oh, by the way, Ethan, I ended up telling Putera in the live chat that we're six. We're full right now. So.
All right, I'm gonna get him. All right, I'm gonna get my top two out of the way first, and then leave so he can join.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yep. But yeah, the costume design is spectacular. This is some of the best costume design I've seen in a long time. The cinematography is breathtaking. The editing is spectacular. The pacing is so good. And the scares, holy shit.
Yep.
This movie is scary beyond belief.
Definitely. Take notes, Disney. This is how you do a remake.
Yep.
Yep.
The effects look superb too. And that ending is something that I will never forget. And that is why Nosferatu is my number two. My number one favorite film of this decade so far.
The Matrix Resurrections.
That scene will never get old.
My favorite film of this decade so far is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cry about it, Alex.
Yeah. Cry about it, Alex.
All right. This film blew my mind when I first saw it in theaters. The animation is some of the best this is the best animation I've ever seen in a film. I've ever seen in animation. The story is very, very engaging. The screenplay is excellent. The voice acting is terrific. Shane McMore does an excellent job as Miles Morales. Haley Seinfeld does a great job as Gwen Stacy. And the man himself, Oscar Isaac, as Miguel O'Hara. Probably the best villain in film history. Like, the action is so good. The pacing is excellent, considering that this movie was over 2 hours, and the pacing is just terrific. And the action, especially that one action scene where all these spider people are chasing Miles Morales. Holy moly.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Animators
Yeah.
deserve a big round of applause for that.
Yeah,
Especially,
especially considering that they were overworked by that point.
yeah.
That was,
Like all of the spider people had different styles of animation to them.
yes.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Pun intended.
Mhm.
And I just love when they did
And the ending, and the soundtrack is just terrific too. And the ending absolutely has me hyped over the moon for Beyond the Spider-Verse.
I'm
Come
literally
on,
like,
Sony, bring on Beyond the Spider-Verse.
I'm
Yeah.
literally king in that one. Owl House short is like, what happens next? What happens next?
Let's just say I'm currently acting like Peter Griffin and going, but I want it now.
Yeah.
So, folks, that is why Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is my favorite film of the 2020s decade so far. And it's tied with Mad Max Fury Road as the best film, as it is tied with Into the Spider-Verse and Mad Max Fury Road as the best film I have ever seen in my entire life.
All right.
All right.
I'm
I'm going to go ahead and leave so Putera can join in.
All right.
I left the link in the live chat in case. All right. So back to Rex's number 2. Rex,
Number
your number 2 is
is my favorite movie of 2022. RRR. This film was just everything. Like, it was a buddy comedy, an action movie, a drama, and it even merged musical in. I heard it was based off real life events. Of course, I'm not a historian, so I can't say for sure, but it was pretty good. And despite the runtime of 3 hours, I never felt bored during the entire stuff. I was invested through all the way through. And like, it was just epic. Like, that film, like, it's just a film you have to see to believe. And of course, the performances were great. The 2 leads have great chemistry. And of course, the other characters, cast members deserve credit too. But this film, just amazing.
all right.
So yeah.
And now number 1. And Rex, I figured I might as well let you start your number 1 as well.
Oh, I'm gonna go do number 1 first?
Yeah.
All right, number 1. We talked about this film before, but like, this film, it came out for the right time for me, and I'm so lucky I got the film event for it. My number 1, doing the pause for dramatic effect, is Look Back. This movie resonated with me very personally as someone getting back into drawing and what it means to be an artist, what it means to have passion for an artist. It just hit close to home to me, and I nearly burst out into, like, there are films that made me cry and films that made me want to cry. This, I was on the verge of bursting out. It was with that ending. And despite the short runtime, I had no problem with the runtime. It had to tell what it needed to be told. And I liked how it had different animation styles. It's definitely motivation for me to get back into, for me, with drawing. And it's in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Well, in my top 10, somewhere in there for sure. Let me find that out.
Does it make you excited for Chainsaw Man Raise arc this year?
I'm definitely going to check out the rest of the Chainsaw movies. Okay, it's in my top 10. It's number 6.
I
The other
I
films
need to get
include
the
Prince of
series.
Egypt, Atlantis: The Lost Empire, Jurassic Park, Vampire Hunter: D Bloodlust, and Princess 2006.
Nice.
Right.
All right.
So yeah, it's my favorite movie of the 2020s so far.
And now it's time to close it off with my number one. I haven't talked about it all the stream long, so my number one is a shocker to nobody. My number one is Oppenheimer.
Excellent.
Woo!
Christopher Nolan has outshined yet again. This movie is pretty much what should be used as a good example to be used in film schools.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is flawless all the way through. From some of the best performances you'll ever see in a movie, Cillian Murphy and deserved his Oscar win,
Mm-hmm.
as well as
And
Christopher
it's nice to
Nolan.
see Robert Downey Jr. make a recovery after Doolittle.
Doolittle. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's good to know that
Which
he
one-
is able to prove that he's a capable actor outside of the MCU.
Yes.
Yeah. And knowing what Robert Downey Jr. went through before Iron Man, this movie was a well-deserved applause.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be any more happier for Robert Downey Jr. if I tried. This movie is a fantastic movie that shows Oppenheimer and his life, as well as what led to the Manhattan bomb. Oppenheimer isn't a character; he actually feels like a real person that you gravitate towards. Like he's not portrayed as this all right, perfect human being. He's presented as a flawed human being, just like you or me. But he makes a couple of
That's how you do with biopics.
yeah. And every other performances from Florence Pugh to Emily Blunt to Matt Damon to Casey Affleck to pretty much everyone in the cast. This movie was nothing short of phenomenal, and this movie is visually fantastic. I just love how we don't get how of all the movies that come out this at this time. This movie actually looks like it was like it has like pretty much no expensive budget, but it shows that visually, like the atomic bomb scene blew my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And this movie is 3 hours of just pure cinema. And this movie is why I have nothing but huge respect for Christopher Nolan. Because unlike most studios, he actually cares about movie theaters and people getting an experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take that, Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Christopher Nolan has my huge respect because he actually cares about movie theaters, and that's part why he left Warner Brothers because after Tenet's flop and Warner Brothers choosing to dump their movies on mass.
Yes. At least he has the Odyssey at Universal, and
Yeah.
again, I can't wait for that movie.
The Odyssey.
Yeah. And to wrap it up, I cannot wait for what Christopher Nolan does next with The Odyssey. Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite filmmakers, and Oppenheimer is his magnum opus. And that is why Oppenheimer is my pick for the best movie of the decade so far. And
Nice.
that concludes the list. So let's check through the comments to see there's some of their other lists. So far, Smokey Wrecker has number 3 is Transformers 1, number 2 Wicked, and 1 is Godzilla -1, and Ryan's top 3 is Top Gun Maverick, Across the Spider-Verse, and the Dune movies. And wait. And
career.
Your honorable mentions for Smoking Wrecker. It is Godzilla vs. Kong, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Dune 1 and 2, Violent Night, Bullet Train, and Top Gun Maverick. For Ryan, it is Infinity Pool, Bobo is Afraid, No Other Land, The Substance, Ghostlight, Mystery Sodia, I Saw the TV Glow, Civil War, Warfare, The Holdovers, Look Back, Furiosa, and Mad Max Saga. And for Mr. Chill Beyond, it is Onward, Army of the Dead, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange 2, Captain America 4, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Deadpool and Wolverine, Wicked, and what is Chill Beyond's list? It is all right. Even though it's not a final list, it's all right. From 5 through 1, Sonic Trilogy, Mitchell's versus the Machinists number 4. 3 is the Batman. Number 2, Nimona, and of course his number 1 is the Wild Robot right now. So yeah, that's all of our lists.
Look what I show the recent comment I put up in the comments.
Yeah, I saw that. D's nuts lit up.
But we never showed it here.
Yeah, do little with your career.
I
about-
dread the day when I have to see it, but I've heard about the ending with the dragon.
Yeah, or here's another one. Pooh Little. Yeah. So anyways, that will be the end for this podcast. Thank you all so much for watching, and hope to see you again when we finally do the April reviews, and hopefully we can finally start doing the cartoon spin-off podcast series.
All right.
Yeah.
And yes, and for the record, the first one that's going to be starting the podcast series is SpongeBob.
All right.
Our animated movie
by the
is
way-
gonna be in that spin-off too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well-
By the way, have you heard about the leaked or the recent leaked episode?
No, I haven't. What happened?
It's called the episode is called a fish called Sandy. To make it short and sweet to the point, so classic SpongeBob is back with similar animation to the recent to the early seasons.
And I'm sure people are going to start complaining about the movie trying to, quote, exploit your nostalgia.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why some people left. I mean, I only checked out the Plankton movie, because I heard good things about it, and it was all right. Granted, it was better than a film that was on my. I'm not watching that list. I mean, don't want to see that. I don't have any plans to see it, but hearing it, yeah, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, and of course, the next one we'll probably do after the SpongeBob one is the Loud House.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't.
My God!
I-
Do not get me started on the fandom.
Oh yeah. We may even do a top 6 worst fandom streams if at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the show since the beginning of season 5, but I heard that the show went majorly downhill.
Yeah, I haven't seen any episode from season 5 onward.
I understand what you mean, Mr. Chillabun.
All you can do is find a pirated site and you'll be able to watch it without giving them money.
Yep.
There's something called pirating and torrenting. Only use it for those occasions.
Skull
Yeah.
and crossbones burn inside.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
able to watch it when I was able to watch the Plankton movie when it got leaked for the second time on Twitter.
By the way, the way that you can basically watch it without supporting Nickelodeon is, "Rawr, being a pirate is free."
Yeah. Sometimes piracy can help you.
Yep.
At least they're not giving. That's what I do. Movies with camcorder leak.
Yep. And people wonder why, and people CEOs of, of streaming services wonder why people resort to it.
Yeah. I'm the one with that profile pic. It's a rundown.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I've commented on your videos before.
Yep. So, anyways, that will do for this for tonight's podcast. And good night, and see y'all later.
And
All right.
see ya next month.
See ya.
All right.